Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Diamond Dots by ChinStrap. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules. That means in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these lockout lines in the grid. They're kind of the opposite of between lines, but have an extra restriction to make them interesting. So we have these diamonds and then a line that connects the diamonds. Whatever's in the diamonds, say this was 2 and this was 5, then the digits that are in between the 2 and 5 are not allowed to be on this line. It locks them out. So it technically also locks out the 2 and the 5, but the row also does that. So let's just talk about the 3 and the 4. We can't place a 3 or a 4 in between these because they're in between the 2 and the 8, and that's been locked out. So we'd have to put a 1 and a 6 in between them instead. Now, the other thing is that the difference between the digits in the diamond have to be at least 3. So I could not put 2, 3 here. That has a difference of 1. It locks out nothing, and that makes it uninteresting. 2, 4 is also not allowed. It only locks out the 3. But 2, 5 is allowed. It locks out both the 3 and the 4. So the difference between these has to be at least 3. We can also do 2, 6. You could do 1, 6. Although 1, 6, you might run into some trouble. All right. Additionally, we do have these black dots in the grid. Digits separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, meaning one of them is exactly double the other. So if this was 2, this could be 1 because 2 is double 1, or this could be 4 because 4 is double 2. Not all dots are necessarily given. So if I had, say, a 2 and a 4 here, there is no dot placed in between them. That is perfectly fine. We have not necessarily been given all of the dots, just some of them to help us in our solve. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay. So let's start in this box. It's also the same here. There's basically 2 classifications of black dots. There's the 1, 2, 4, and there's the 3, 6. The 1, 2, 4 always involves the 2, and then the 3, 6 is going to be it's its own kind of island. So if you think about it, if our lower digit, now we're talking about that, so we're just saying this by definite, we're asserting that this is the lower digit, right? Just so we can look at all the combinations. So if the lower digit was a 1, we double it to a 2. If the lower digit was a 2, we double it to a 4. And if the lower digit was a 3, we'd double it to a 6. If the lower digit was a 4, we'd have to double it to an 8. Now, I know 4, 2 is possible, but that wouldn't make the 4 the lower digit. So there's always going to be a 1, 2, or 3 as the lower digit, and 2, 4, 6 as the higher digit in some order. Now, notice that both the 1, 2 and the 2, 4 use the 2. So the 3, 6 is the only one that's available if 2 is not. And so one of these will be from the 1, 2, 4 using the 2, and one of these will be 3, 6. So it's this way or the other way. Meaning that the 2, 3, and 6 are definitely used in these 4 cells. So that means that these aren't 2, 3, 6, leaving only 1, 4, 5. All right. Same thing here. This is 1, 4, 5. Now, this is interesting. It's kind of affecting, like it's kind of pointing at these cells, and it's kind of getting affected by these guys. So I can tell you that this is not 3, 6, because we know one of these is also a 3, 6. If it was this one, we'd have too many 3, 6s in this column. If it was this one, we'd have too many 3, 6s in this column. So it actually has to be for 1, 2, 4, and it contains a 2. That means one of these is a 2 in order to be the 2 for our 1, 2, or 2, 4. All right. What else can we say? So we need to be at least 3 different here. I guess we should talk about these lockout lines a little bit because they we can't do, like, let's do an obvious case. We can't do 1, 6 because now there's nothing I can place in these 2 cells, right? If I tried to do 1, 5, that's also problematic because the only digit I can place in between these 2 is the 6. We need both of them to be 6. So basically what we've proved is that these have a difference of exactly 3. So it's either 1, 4 or 2, 5 or 3, 6. 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. Now we know that this doesn't contain a 2. This is the same, by the way. These are all the same. So these are exactly 3 different. We know that these can't contain a 2. The 2 is here, the 2 is here. And in fact, the 2 can't be sorry. Let me extend this a little bit further. If this was 1 and 4, we know that the 2 and 3 can't go here. So the 2 and 3 go over here. And then this would be the 5, 6, right? So by having a difference of exactly 3, there's exactly 2 digits that don't go in between them, which end up in the outies outside of them. And so we know that the 2 is involved in our outie. So we need to make sure that 2 gets locked out of this. So the 1, 4 does lock out the 2. Yeah, we can't use the 5 because we have to have a 3 difference. So actually this is just 1, 4. This is 5, 6, and this is 2, 3. And so now this down here definitely has the 6 in it, I suppose. I don't know if I can do more than that. All right, so can we do more with this? Five, 6 pair, so we need a 3 somewhere, and none of these are 3. This is our 3. These are, oh, okay. So one thing is that you can't ever put a 5 on a black dot, right? Remember, it's either 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6. 5 would have to go with 10 or 2.5. So we do know that the 5 is up here. So that means the 5 has to be down here, but it's not on a black dot. So this is a 5. And so this is the 6 along with whatever the 1, 4 is, which we're not going to be able to tell the difference by the black dots. But this is the opposite. Do I want to color? Would that be helpful? We can kind of color the 1, 4s, but again, I'm not sure if that's helpful right now. Let's see, if that was 5, this would be, let's see. We can't lock out the 5 here. Maybe that's interesting. 5 goes in, oh, okay. Well, that's actually easier. We know 5 doesn't go on a black dot, right? So 5 is definitely in one of these two. So this is 6, this is 5. I don't know if that's, does that continue anywhere, or do I need to see one of these is 5? I think I want to think about these two. So we know that the 5 is either involved in the diamond or is actually inside here. We know it's exactly 3 different. So the 1 would go with 4, the 4 would go with 1, and the 5 would go with 2. Now, so it's either a 1, 4 pair or a 2, 5 pair. So the 6 is always locked out. Or sorry, the 6 is 6 is never locked out. 6 is here, which makes the 6 there and the 3 there. So 3 is, yeah, that works with 1, 4 or 2, 5. So if we were 1, 4, we'd be 2, 3. If we were 2, 5, we'd be 3, 4. This is from 2, 3, 4 and definitely contains a 3. Four would have to go with 2. 2 could go with 1 or 4. Is there more to this? Is it this black dot? Okay, so we know this black dot isn't 3, 6 because this cell can't be 3 or 6. So this is from 1, 2, 4 and definitely contains a 2. For what it's worth. Is there nothing else? If this was 5, this would be 2. My outies here would be 1, 6. No, 1, 6 would be in between. My outies would be 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 6. That works. I'm clearly missing something. Is there more to this? Like, what are the options here? So if this was a 1, 4 pair, this would be 5, 6. So the 5 would be, the 5 would be here and the 6 would be here. If this was 2, 5, then inside we'd need 1, 6. So 6 in this column only goes here. Okay. I could have seen that earlier. No, 6 could go here. What am I talking about? Let's see. So 6 is in 2 places in this column. if this was a 6, this would be a 3. This would be a 1-2 pair, and this would be... Sorry, this would be a 1-2 pair. I keep getting that confused. 3-6. This would be 4-5. I'm not seeing the issue. Is one of these a 3-6? Oh, there's something interesting there. This is vertically roped. Let me talk about that for a second. That's actually a really nice thing to notice. So we know that there's 3 and 6 here. Now we know one of these black dots is also 3-6. Let's say it was this. If this was also the 3-6, then in this box, now this would have to be 3-6. Now this only happens because we know that one of these black dots is a 3-6 black dot. But look at the problem here, that I've already marked that 5 has to be in one of these two. So this cannot be the 3-6. That means this is our 3-6, this is our 3-6, and we'd actually color the rest of it. This would be the purple one. And so now the only place for the two purples is here, and then here. And then this would be, say, orange, and then this would be orange, and this would be orange. So this is how we're roping. And so this is 3-6. This is from 1-2-4. Definitely contains the 2, right? So this is the orange 1-2-4. The 5 can't have the 2. So this is our 2. This definitely contains a 2. This definitely contains a 2. And this is a 3-6 pair. Now, this is interesting. Is there anything that's always locked out? Is like the 3 always locked out? Let's see. 1-4 locks out the 3. 2-5 locks out the 3. And 3-6, you still can't put a 3 in there. So yeah, the middle digits here can't ever be 3. With 1-4, the middle digits are 5-6. With 2-5, here, let's write this out. I'm just as a scratch space. With 1-4, we'd have 5-6 in the middle. With 2-5, we'd have 1-6 in the middle. And with 3-6, we'd have 1-2 in the middle. So only 1, 2, 5, and 6 can go in the middle. So this is the 6, this is the 3. 5 goes with 1-4. So again, 4 is never in the middle here. 3 and 4 are not possible. I don't think 6-2 is possible either. Because if I have 6 and 2 in here, then this would have to be 3-5. Yeah, that doesn't work. It's either, I think I should have kept this written out. It was either 5-6, 1-6, or inside here. 5-6, 1-6, or 1-2. Right. So 2-6 was never an option. This has to be 1-6. This is our 2. And that makes this the 2-5. That's 5, that's 2. Okay. That's a 4. That's 1. Yeah, 1 and 2 are in orange. That's 1, that's 2. And then purple is 4-5. Okay. And I don't need the colors anymore. That worked out. That insight about the line being from 1-5-6 and can't be 2-6 or 1-5 was important. Anyway, that's 1, that's 4. That's our 6. So 6 can't go. Oh, 6 could go with 5 or 1. Never mind. Oh, but this is 2-3 out here. So that means this is 4 and this is 1, and that's 5. That's a 5. We get our 6 and 3. We get our 2 and 1. All right, now we just finish. So over here we need 2, 3, and 4. So this is 3. This is 4, and this is 2. Down here we need 5 and 6. That's 6, that's 5. Here we need 3 and 4. That's 3, that's 4. Okay. Got it. Neat puzzle, ChinStrap. Yeah, I think I had to think about the lockout lines a little bit more carefully. Because I think it would have helped to solve quite considerably to consider that we always have the 3 and the 4 not here. These can't ever be 3, 4. Same here, same here. I think that was an important deduction. All right. Cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.